Good morning, children. Today we'll learn the different terms involved in the loop. Types of loop. There are four types of loop: finite loop, infinite loop, delay or the null loop, intervention of loop. Where the finite loop is further divided into two parts. Those are the continuous loop and step loop. Continuous loop. In this type of looping structure, the control variable is updated, that is, it increase by or decrease by 1 after each iteration. The loop is terminated as soon as the control will exceed the last limit. Like if you give a for loop int I, so I is less than equal to 10 and I plus plus, and so the increment is done by 1 and the limit is up till 10. So 10 times the loop will continue and each time the I is going to increase by 1. So let's take an example. So for int m, where m is less than equal to 5, m plus plus. Now we'll display println m. So let's see how the loop works. So here int m equal to, here int m equal to 1, then a semicolon. So here m is 1, so condition is true, m is less than 5, so it will enter inside the loop and it is going to, let's see the output. So it will display 1. Now the m is increased by 1. So now m became 2. So it will come to the condition. Condition is true. 2 is less than 5. So it will enter here and it is going to display 2. Now the m is increased by 1 again. So it was 2. Now it became 3. So condition again 2, 3 is less than 5. It will enter here and it will display 3. Now again the m increased by 1. So it became 4. So 4 condition true. So it will enter here and display 4. Again the m is going to increase by 1, that is 5. So 5 is equal to, m value is 5, 5 is equal to 5. So it will enter again and it will display 5. Now m is increased by 1 again. So m is 6. So it will come to the condition. So condition is false. So it will come out of the loop. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the control moved here. There is a control we gave up till 5. So 5 times the loop was moving on, the 5 times the loop was going on, and here m plus plus, so it is increasing by 1. So this is in this way the continuous loop. In the continuous loop the loop increased by 1 and it moves up till the control. So your control is 5. So 5 times the loop moved on and it displayed the value. Step loop. In this type of loop, the control variable is updated, that is increased or decreased by a given value. And this value can be more than 1 after each iteration. So this value, the loop goes on, it increases or decreases, but not by 1, but it can be more than 1. The loop starts with the initial value and repeat the execution of the statement or the statements. It can be more than one statement also, by updating the value with the given step. Finally, it terminates when the last limit exceeds. Let's take the example of a step loop. So first of all, let's say the previous one, the continuous loop. In the continuous loop, what was happening? We are increasing by 1. So in the step loop, what happened? We are increasing by 2. You can increase, as well as if you change the condition according to that, you can also decrease it. So here we are doing the increment. So here we are increasing by 2. So what happened? The m is 1. So initial value is 1. So 1 is less than 10. So condition true, it will enter here and it is going to display 1. Now m is increased by 2. So 1 plus 2, it is 3. So condition is true, it is less than 10. So it will enter here and display 3. Now m again increased by 2. So it was 3. 3 plus 2, it is 5. It will come to the condition. Condition, it is true. It will enter and it is going to display 5. Now again the control moves to m. So m now again plus 2. So 5 plus 2, 7. Condition true. It will enter here and display 7. M increased by 2. Now 7 plus 2, 9. Condition true. It will enter and display 9. Again it will increase by 2. So 9 plus 2, 11. So condition false, it will come out of the loop. So here also the number of loop is fixed, but the step, this is the step. Step is increasing by 2. So 2 step, it is exceeding. So 2 step it is going ahead. So here the same thing, not only 2, we can also increase by 5. Like here, int m is equal to 0. So 0 is less than 10. Condition is true. So let's take the output here. Let's write the output. So here it will display 0. Now when it will come here, so m is increased by 5. So 0 plus 5, it is 5. So condition is true. It is less than 10. So it will come, get inside, and the m will display here. It is 5. Now again m is increased, will be increased by 5. So now 5 plus 5, it is 10. Condition is true. M is 10 is equal to 10. So it will enter here and it will display 10. Now again the m is going to increase by 5. So it is 15. So condition is false. So it will come out of the loop. So you can see it control moves up till the particular condition. So particular value which we have given for the control to exit. So it went up when the value became 10. But the step, the previously in the continuous, we have seen it was increasing by 1. But in the step, we can increase by 2, or we can increase by 5, we can increase by 3. So it is up to us how we are going to do the increment of the control. Infinite loop, a loop structure which will never come to an end. This type of loop can be created by omitting one or more parameter. The set of statements available within the loop block will get executed infinitely. Such a loop structure is called an infinite loop or an endless loop. So in this type of loop, any one part of the loop is missing. Because of that, the loop doesn't stop. So because it doesn't get the end of the control, and the loop moves on endlessly. So by forcefully we have to end the particular loop. Let's see the example of an infinite loop. So here you can see an example for m is equal to 1 and m is less than equal to 2. So according to this we have seen the control. So 2 times the control should move. But here you can see the increment or the decrement operator is not used here. So what happened? First of all, m is equal to 1, so condition become true, so it will come, and let's see the output. So it will display 1. So since there is no increment or the decrement, so again the m moves here. So m value remains as it is 1. So again when you are checking, so m is less than 2. So 1 is less than 2. Again it will enter and it will display 1. So here since increment or decrement operator is not present, so m is not getting increased or decreased by 1. So m remain 1. Again it comes. So the condition is true. 1 is less than 2. So again it will enter and it will display 1. So in this way you can see the control is not getting an end. There is a not end of the loop and the loop will move on. Why? Because there is a particular statement, a particular condition is missing here. The increment operator is missing. Because of the missing of the increment operator, increment or the decrement, increment operator here, since according to the condition it will be increment operator. Since the increment operator is missing, so what happened? The control became infinite. The loop will move on and it will go on giving you 1 1 1 1. Same thing if the other, like if I am writing for, if the initial condition and the update operator is missing in both case, this is also called the infinite loop. So if we'll put here, so if any statement is put here, the since the conditions are missing, the initialization, in the update and the condition is missing, the loop will go on repeating endlessly. Or if you are giving a wrong statement, so here if I'll give you a for m equal to 1 or m is less than equal to 1 and I gave m minus minus minus. So in this case if I'll write system.out.println and m if I give, so what will happen? So first case m is 1, so 1 is equal to 1, condition true, so it will enter and my output will be 1. Then the condition moves here, m minus minus, so m became 0. It decreased by 1, so became 0. So 0 is less than 1. So condition true, again it will come. It will display 0. Now m will again decrease by 1. Now it is minus 1. So minus 1 is again less than 1. So condition true, it will go. So you can see our number, there is endless number is there. So it will go on giving you the value. Because the condition which I gave here the increment, it should be if plus plus, instead of plus plus I gave minus minus, so it decreasing. So the decreasing here, there is no control. Either if I have to give minus 1, if I would have given if m is greater than equal to minus 1, then it would have stopped the control. But since here it is m is less than equal, because of the condition, the wrong condition, the loop became endless. Or if you will take this, if because of the wrong decrement we have done instead of increment, the loop became endless. So this type of loop is called the infinite loop. Delay or the null loop. A loop that does not include any statement to be repeated. So in this type of loop, inside the loop there is no statement is present, only the condition, the for loop will be present there. Inside it there is no statement. A null loop is used to create a delay in the execution. If you want to delay between the two output, what we do, in between it we put a null loop, and so that there is a delay between the two output. This can be done to pause the control as needed by the user during the programming. The body of the delay loop does not contain any meaningful operation to perform. So during programming time, if we want that between the two output, we want to give some delay. So at that time what we do, we use the null loop. So inside the null loop there is no meaningful statement is present. So let's take an example of a delay or a null loop. So for example, here you can see the condition for loop I is equal to 1, I is less than equal to 10 and I plus plus. But inside it there is no statement is present. So this type of loop is known as the null loop or the delay loop. Why we say it as a null loop? Because there is no statement, null loop. And why do we say it as a delay loop? So you can take this example, like here there is system.out.println what is a computer. So it will be output. Let's take the output, like it will display what is a computer. So it will be displaying on the screen what is a computer, and after that we want to give some delay, so that let the student give the answer. So at that time we will give some delay. So what will happen, the I is going on increasing, like I is 1, 1 is less than 10. So there is no statement, so I will increase by 2, then it will come here less than 2, 2 is less than 10, so condition again true, again it will come here, no statement. So in this way 10 times the loop will move on. So that time is getting delayed when this loop is going on, but there is no statement, so nothing will be displaying there, but the loop is going on. Since the loop is going on, there is a delay. So when the 10 times the loop will move, after that what is going to happen, it will come to this statement. When the I will become 10, then I will become 11, the condition will become false, then it will come here and again it will display that computer is an electronic machine. Is an electronic machine. So in this way the loop is, we say it as a delay loop. So between these two output we have used this null loop or the delay loop to delay between the two output. So this delay loop we can write in this way, as well as we can also use like for, and we can write I equal to 1, then I is less than equal to 10, I plus plus, and we will use here semicolon. So what happened, it says that the semicolon means the end of the loop. So when we place a semicolon after the closing of the bracket of a for loop, it indicates that the loop does not execute any statement or the body of the loop is not available. It says that the body of the loop is not available, but it doesn't mean that the loop will not continue. The loop will execute 10 times. But since here semicolon is there, that shows that the body of the statement is not present. But the loop will, the I will move, the control I will go on increasing one by 1, and 10 times the loop will go on without giving a statement. So we can write it in this way, or we can use this way. So there is, it indicates there is no statement. Intervention of loop. While writing a program, there is always a flexibility to choose the type of loop. So according to our program, what the program I am writing, according to that we have a right to choose what type of loop we should put there and which will be suitable for that particular program. So the basic idea of selection of the loop is to give a simple logic so that its application might be user friendly. So the logic should be very simple one so that it will be very easy for the user to use it. So because of that, it is many times it needed that to convert from one form of repetition structure to the another form of module of the program logic as per our convenience. So from the one type of loop to the another type of loop, it is needed to convert so that the model of the program logic should be very convenience. So let's see the different types of way of converses. So we can see the types of loop conversation. So we can convert the for loop to while loop. We can convert for loop to do while loop. We can convert do while loop to while loop. Do while loop to for loop. While loop to do while loop, as well as while loop to for loop. So these are the different types of conversation. So we can convert from any of the loop, for loop to the while loop, or for loop to the do while loop, or do while loop to the while loop, or do while loop to the for loop, or while loop to the do while loop, or while loop to the for loop. So it can be done according to the convenience. So while writing the program, we have to see the how to make the logic very simple by using the different types of conversation. So by converting from one loop to the another loop, we can also write the program and we can make the model of the program logic as per our convenience.